Please welcome Spenny.
I'd be very happy if you donate now.
Hello, everybody. Lovestream Live. We're back. We haven't been on for a while. I've been busy. John's been busy, and but we are back, and there's a lot of things to talk about. By the way, the plush toys, are they not amazing? I might have to buy one for my kids, or a pair of them. So they're going to be available soon, and remind everybody that it's kvs shop.com. You can go there and look at all kinds of very cool merch, especially if you like Kenny versus Spenny. Look, we've got a really special guest today. John, come say hello. I know you're being sheepish. There he is.
Hey, how are you? It's great to see you, as always, sir. You look great.
Thank you. You don't have to call me sir. I'm not Kenny. Okay.
That's right. I'm allowed to treat you like an actual human being. Okay.
Yeah. So you can ask me some questions. The tour, I don't have too many stories because I was such a disaster at the US tour that I'm behaving myself because I'm under the threat of the whole thing going down the tubes if I drink and be rude to people and kick people in the head. Yeah.
I experienced it firsthand.
Yes.
You, sir, know how to party. I will just put it as simple as that, and that's all I need to say. And thank you from the bottom of my heart to both of you for making this hat even more valuable. Actual Women Gone Crazy hat signed by Donnie Rose, Kenny Hotz, and Spencer Nolan Rice. You guys have made the top of my head happier than it's ever been.
So should we bring on our special guest right off the top and then just do the show? By the way, this is the new Lovestream. We ditched the concept of topics. We just talk about what's going on and answer questions. I hope all the questions aren't about Kenny versus Spenny, because I love that show, but there's a world with all kinds of issues that I love to talk about and would love to hear your opinions. But having said that, without further ado, this cat I met on Kenny versus Spenny. It was the Who Could Be a Better Rapper episode. And my goodness, I never really understood him, but subsequently I've gotten to know him a little bit. And without further ado, here he is, Mr. Johnny Crack.
John. Yo, what's really hood?
Johnny Crack, motherfucker. Listen up, bitch.
Yo, what's Johnny Crack say? Liquor, blacker, Lick up like a blow. Do you wanna freestyle? I'll teach you how. Just fill up your cup and hit some of that purple puff. What? Outside, baby. Cheers. That's how we do it. Donnie, Johnny, yeah. It's his now. Yeah.
There he is.
It's his now. Perfect timing. Spenny, thanks for having me.
John, last time you were on a cell phone. It was kind of shitty because we could barely see you, but thank you.
Well, it's like, I'm doing good. Donnie called me up out of the blue. He's like, Donnie's supposed to be my friend. He's like, hey, you're live on television. Like, oh, thanks, Donnie.
Donnie is probably your biggest fan, by the way.
Oh, yeah. Well, he's the only reason I was on the show.
Right. I don't really know how we found you. I was an old Jewish guy trying to rap. I had no chance in that.
Well, business. You weren't that old then.
Well, true, but did I have any?
By the way, any of the viewers, this is Johnny Crack. I'm not a homeless person. I'm not a crackhead. But how good does Spenny look tonight? Come on.
Thank you.
It's good to see you, man. It's been a long time. Last time I saw you in person was we were at I think we talked about it last time. Hemingway's, yeah, and they had the heater there, you had the smoking section, and we got in the heater, and I started singing.
You started singing. You stood up
on
a table.
I had a flashback from our early days, and I was just good to see you that time. So that was nice.
And I think we talked about this the first time, but just to readdress it,
right.
You had lost the rap persona. And you had become what I would call a lounge singer in the Sinatra tradition, and you did all kinds of great.
More like an annoying nuisance at your local bar or establishment. Yeah. But I got laid, so
there you go.
Something
you got laid, and you sounded good, by the way.
But
I love that era.
I went into martial arts pretty much right after Kenny vs. Spenny and Good Morning World. They did an episode, and it was just. It was a good experience. I loved rapping as a young kid because I was so into like the Locks and Dipset. And at that time, like when
no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, well, the Locks are like Jadakiss, J Hood, like all these really good rappers. So I was a young kid, 18, 19, and I was so into it. I was like, let's put it on the internet. And my buddy had a computer, and we put it on there, you know, and we were delusional. Like we were white kids from Leaside, right?
Right.
So we weren't ghetto, we weren't gangster, but we loved the music. And then we got older, and we were still doing a little bit. And then we did the episode with you, Spenny, and it was a great time in my life. I really enjoyed hanging out with you guys. I remember I didn't see Kenny during the show, obviously, because it was a
Spenny segment.
Exactly. So, but I met him years later. He was cordial, definitely a dickhead, but you know, I liked it. You know, he was a nice guy, but I'm the same way, Spenny. Like, for instance, like you're a really awesome guy, but like I think if we got drunk, like it would be a fucking shit show. Like we would, you know, you
ask John about that. He'll tell.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like you got to know that.
No comment.
But what I got from you, I wrote a couple things down. Like the first time I met you, Spenny, you were super cordial, but you were super professional, and you had a way about you where it was like you seemed to me as like a very professional artist. Essentially, I thought, hey, this guy is really professional. He's doing his thing, and I enjoyed working with you. At that time, I was 18 years old, smoking dope all day. You know, I had no clue what the fuck was going on in life, but I'm part of a TV show. Wow, 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 wow.
But there was a comedic element to the crowd.
Oh, totally. The whole thing is like, I'm not trying to say I'm a gangster rapper. The whole thing was comedic.
Yeah, but we didn't mention the comedy part.
No, I didn't mention that yet. But from the get-go, the whole idea is I'm a white kid from Leaside rapping.
Right.
That's a joke.
See, I didn't know that.
And no one knew that. I had death threats, Spencer. Okay. I had death threats. I had women sending me feet pics because I rapped about liking feet in one of my songs. You know, like
Hey,
was
John,
great.
while is there one, just sorry to interrupt, but John, if you can, I don't know if you can do this while we're doing the show. Can you get a video? One of the, you have some really funny videos where you're a baby, crack baby. Remember that?
Oh
one?
yeah. If you can
I can try to post some of those up.
It's on YouTube, but he's probably not.
What's the name? Tell him the name of it so that he can.
So crack baby.
I actually looked at that earlier, and
Hilarious.
I can pull that up real quick.
Yeah, it's funny shit.
But
man.
But I'm glad you brought that up because people are actually asking questions of Mr. Crack.
Was I a crack baby?
Right there. And where can we see you on the YouTube? According to Sleep here wants to know. Are you on?
Yeah, you can go on and just type in Outside Entertainment, and you can find all the old Johnny Crack songs. And if you really look hard, you can go find a Crack Baby album. Man, they should be worth $300 by now. There's only 10 of them.
An actual pressed CD album.
Yeah,
from the
I
outside?
used to sell those things in my local pizza shop.
Wow.
Okay, I would go to a burger shop, and I would go to Vortex Records. I had this assignment.
Vortex.
Yeah,
that? I remember that place.
Yeah, right on Young and Eglinton.
Young and Eglinton.
Another question already coming up from the program. A question here from Joel. Were you really as upset with the whole the threats of blunting?
Absolutely. At that time, I was an angry little young rapscallion. And I was, I was like, you think you could rap? Come on, we all get excited. Come on.
Maybe we need to have a sort of a final Johnny Crack show.
This is the first of many, I'm sure.
Okay. So you can slide in and out of the persona, right?
Of course.
Okay.
I can do a Johnny Crack show.
But some artists think
essentially, I will explain what Johnny Crack was. Okay, let's all get it out here right now. Okay, in my mind, it was cool. When I did it, it wasn't. You know what I mean? So,
no idea.
I thought it was cool, but really, it was a joke. And as soon as I found out it was a joke, I carried on with the joke.
Oh, I see.
Kept the joke.
That's like my career.
Yeah. So it's like either get with it or go home. So that's
true. That's a good attitude.
Yeah.
Great attitude.
And I was never ashamed of anything I did. And if I was, so be it. Live on, live with life.
Yeah, exactly. Look, okay, let's
before we move forward, guys, I've got an interesting little extra piece of bad news for the two of you. Actually, just for one of you.
We're getting
you both talked about how good you both look, and I personally agree. But one of our commenters seems to take umbrage with that statement.
Am I ugly? Kenny?
Oh God.
Kenny, I love you, but have you get on the podcast now? See who's more gray in the face. Like Spenny.
Last time,
Spenny, you look great.
He's always welcome, obviously, but the last time he came on, he was a little mean. He actually told me yesterday. He said I was a bit.
He doesn't mean it.
Said, don't worry about it.
Hey, Spenny, he doesn't mean it. He's just sexually attracted to you.
There you go. Look, okay, so there's some things. First of all, I watched about 3/4 of the first 2-hour episode of Get Back. For those of you who don't know, you can see behind me there the Beatles on Ed Sullivan. I am a major Beatles fan. And I'm a sensitive enough man, and I'm comfortable with my ego to say that I actually started weeping watching it because I love them so much, the Beatles, and to watch them work like that is something I never thought I'd see. And then all the memories started flooding in of my cousin Marjorie, who got me into them when I was about 8 years old, and so. You know, this is I think it's for real hardcore Beatle fans with that 8 hours. But you see them create these songs out of almost nothing sometimes, and it's unbelievable to watch.
That's where it comes, Spenny, where you're truly an artist, and like I'm not an artist. You know, I mean, for myself, I mean, I can freestyle, I can sing. Yeah, to be one of those true artists like Prince, you know, and someone like that. And the Beatles.
I think if you let your work if you put out your work, John, and
No, yeah,
you're an artist, whether you think you are or not.
No. What I mean by that, we're all artists, right? But there's some shines that bright. They shine so bright. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Someone's asking your favorite Beatles track.
Actually, give me a second because I'm going to sing it after. But I'm trying to remember it, but I know what it is.
We'll say it. Or you're going to sing it later.
I got to remember.
Okay.
It's a certain one. I don't want to do one that's not the right one.
All right. The crack. The crack.
I did not have. I did not have my favorite Beatle track.
No, in your
my
notes.
papers today. So
okay, Spenny, I haven't seen the Beatles special yet. It's a mini series, I guess you'd call it. But I love the Beatles. Glad to hear you liked it. I'm just started it, but it's remarkable, and I know it's going to end on the rooftop of the record company, and that in and of itself was. I mean, that apparently you see the whole concert. And as a big Beatle fan, I only thought there were 4 or 5 songs they played. I thought that was the whole concert, but wrong again, Spenny. So I'm looking forward to it. I recommend it. Obviously,
what's funny is my chance is like, who gives a fuck about Johnny Crack? I love the Beatles. Like, come on.
Well, that's good.
They're amazing.
Kenny.
Oh, $2, Kenny? That's $2.
It? I'm beginning to think this isn't Kenny.
No, and if it is Kenny, you're not allowed to come on unless you put $500 down.
Kenny, tomorrow we got to do a phone call. So
and Kenny, if you want to come on, you can put the $500, and if you put the $500, I'll give you the $500 back. But you got to do it.
All right. So the other thing, obviously, in the news is the new plague. Perhaps we hope not is happening. Are you vaccinated, John?
Yeah, I got the Johnson & Johnson like super late.
The hipsters call it J&J.
Yeah, I call it Momsen and Munson. It's the least one that works properly, but it's not an mRNA weird thing that I don't trust, and that's my personal opinion. Okay. But I still got to work, so I grabbed J&J because I don't want to. I have old family. I don't want to get anyone sick.
Right.
I don't have all the answers. I'm not trying to offend anyone, but I had to do what I had to do. And I think everyone should do what they have to do.
Well, a lot of people think I'm a full-on 100% snowflake. The reality is I never liked mandates because
I think you just came from a time that 90% of the people in the society don't understand.
Maybe.
When we were kids, we got vaccinated.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that I'm praying that there's no more lockdowns, and it's not just for me because obviously the live stuff I do with Kenny.
You think it feels good feeling like this? Hey, I'm just Johnny Crack. To you guys, I'm an idiot, but nobody wants another lockdown. We're looking that way, which is scary. So
not yet. We're not looking that way yet, but it could go that way.
I hope not.
Or maybe that's what you meant.
I think if we be responsible. Hopefully we can get out of this.
I hope everybody gets a booster shot. A lot of my right-wing friends go on and on about people are having health issues. I don't believe it. And if it is, I think it's very, very rare. I mean, it's possible. I try to be open-minded.
It's like 400 for every million who has a reverse effect. Yes, it's a bit different than 10 to a million, but
one of my friends is saying that like NFL players are dropping
dead. They're having heart attacks on the field.
Is that true?
I heard no.
I don't think so.
But I don't fucking know. But I'm telling you right now, if you look at the numbers, no, that's not the case. That happens all the time.
This is the problem with the world we're living in.
No, the problem is the videos. So there's always someone videotaping an accident or a heart attack or a thing. So then, right? Am I wrong?
No, I don't know. But do we think that it's as bad a variant as they're making it seem?
No, I don't believe so, but I do believe that we should look at what our elected officials say and heed by it. I mean, I don't fucking like the look of Fauci, but he's been in this game for about how many years? And if he was a liar, he would have quit by now. So it's like, I don't want to hear any of these right-wing fanatical bullshit because it's not helping anything. And nor is the left-wing rhetoric. I think we need to just come together as people and realize that we need to make decisions as a group and decide that we want to live. Like
I'm hearing a lot from some of my more right-wing friends. They're very angry at the media, and they believe that the riots that have happened, for example, in where is that? In Washington, Seattle, not north of Seattle, Portland,
Kenosha or whatever.
Well, that's in Wisconsin. I guess that's north as well. That the Democrats. This is not me. This is what they're saying, and I would like to have some opinions on this from the audience and my guests. Is that they're saying that the Democrats let that stuff happen in order, basically, if I'm understanding them correctly, to win an election or to.
Yeah, but is that the first time you heard about that, Spenny? Come on.
Well, I'm hearing it from people. I don't.
You're hearing it from more people that maybe you want to listen to, or is it like more people instead of less people?
I'm not sure what you're saying, but all I'm saying is that it's hard for me to believe. But I think that if we're going to be honest and fair, if they're going to go heavy on the neo-Nazis and the white supremacists, then they've got to legally go heavy on the rioters. And I'm separating them out from the
absolutely.
And I think what they're saying is, and I'll probably get in trouble for saying this, it's that it's that, for example, the guy in Wisconsin who drove through the parade. Apparently, because again, what I was trying to say, you can't know what the truth is anymore. That's the big problem.
That's the problem.
But what they're saying is that he was a very malignant part of the BLM movement or toxic part of the BLM movement.
Yeah, that's been mentioned.
And a black supremacist. And I'm noticing that the left-wing media, which I do watch, doesn't talk about his motives at all. And I wonder why. If anybody has
so Spenny, you're actually waking up to the fact that maybe our media isn't telling us all the truth all the time.
No, well, I know that, but there's omission and then there's the truth. The question is, why are they omitting the information? And are they omitting the information? Because I can't watch everything all at once.
Exactly.
It seems to me, I'll tell you something that I saw on CNN, which I do watch an inordinate amount of. Brian Stelter has a show on Sundays about media. It's like how the media is dealing with whatever news is going on. It's a 1-hour show.
Right.
So he showed a clip of Tucker Carlson, who I think basically said what I'm saying, that they didn't show the motives, or they're not talking about the motives of this guy, either for political correct reasons or something more nefarious. And after he showed the clip, it went back to Brian Stelter. And he completely dodged the question or dodged what he said in the clip.
That happens every day, Spencer.
Yeah, he just said, yeah, of course the media covered it.
Yeah.
And I was really upset by it, to the point that I wanted to rewind to make sure. But the way my TVR works, or whatever it's called, PVR, I couldn't rewind it. So if anybody happened to see that and notice that and gives a shit, let me know what happened.
Yeah, and I completely agree with you, and I think we do need to keep it even line when we're talking about these things, because when you call out an entire people, call them Republican or right wing or whatever, especially if you come from a left side, whether your stance is, but when you decide to say, hey, it's my side or your side, and there's no other in between, that's when it becomes a problem. And we need to find a middle ground.
Exactly.
We need to talk about
I completely, and I've been against tribalism. I'm sure I've talked about it on this live stream for so long. And it takes many forms, tribalism. And the problem, John?
Oh, yeah. I just want to say that when this show started, when this stream began, it was, remember this funny show we did? And then there was this kid who was a rapper. And this has suddenly turned into this amazing meet the press kind of moment. It's absolutely amazing to see how everyone has matured. And this is suddenly, we're talking about important issues. This is the kind of show that I would want to watch. But I do want to make one very important point. And that is that you're talking about the vaccine. And the issue right now is with the children being vaccinated. And we have found that there have been some problems when
I have a comment on that.
When you give the children the drug too early, it actually is affecting them. And there was actually a very, very interesting video about this. And if you guys don't mind, I would like to share this with you. If
Be careful, John.
If you didn't know, it's just about the way it's affecting the kids.
Okay.
And I think we can all learn from this. So please, just a moment.
Vanilla. Yeah, that's me. Yo, VIP. Let's do it, kid. Let's kick it. Grass, baby.
Grass, baby. Such a little boy back then.
Grass, baby. Grass, baby.
That's not even me, eh?
I was born a little crack baby. My mom smoked too much crack and made me. I hardly could even walk. I could hardly even talk. I walked down the street, mother said, "What's wrong with this crack?" I said that I'm little. Do you want to lick on my little dick? I was down in the pouring rain. And the was my name. They were good black families. They said, "Johnny, why don't you come bunk with me?" I was just like, ah! And then I went,
Grass, baby.
I'm getting reverb.
All right, that's enough. That's about enough of that. Thank you very much.
Oh, good.
Made me
Good job,
inside.
sir. Good job, sir.
Unending
We're gonna
talent.
get canceled. Oh man.
John gets very upset when things get too serious. He has to come in and lighten the load, which I appreciate. Beautiful song. Ooh. Oh, I left out a U. The most
Who loves it?
Ooh.
Agreed, John. Loving the show.
Graham Humphreys. I've seen his face before.
Graham, I want money.
Now I got to ask you, Mr. Crack, once again. This notebook. What? Tell me what is in this fuzzy notebook of yours? Because it could be the holy grail of the world of Johnny Crack.
Imagine if I wrote this for 10 years. No, this is just a couple of things I jotted down to talk about. I had a lot of good ideas. Actually, I just wanted to tell everyone that I had no idea about Kenny vs. Spenny. Donnie's secretary or some shit message my guy who was doing the website I was on at the time, and they're like, "We want you to be part of the show." Not really too much information. Donnie showed up.
You've said too much. That's the alarm.
He was a big fan, and he was like, "I like what you're doing. I have a gig for you. You can come check it out." And I really didn't know what was going to happen, but when I met Spenny, he was super cordial, super professional. I actually had the vibe from Spenny that he was like a celebrity. Like he had that vibe, and so he pretty much came into my area and he picked me up at my parents' house, which was in Leaside. It's not a poor part of town, and I remember that one of the girls that was there was like, "Oh, this is a nice neighborhood." And the whole idea of the show is I'm gangster and ghetto. So anyways, we went to the railroad tracks. I dragged Spenny beyond his will, and I taught him how to rap, and I started yelling at him, and it was just fucking perfect. And I just enjoyed the experience. And for years later, I had friends like, "How'd you get on Kenny vs. Spenny, bro?" I was like,
Let's
I
take
worked hard.
Let's bring the fans back. For those of you who just need a quick refresher on Johnny Crack,
and then let's go through the book.
Here we go.
John. Yo, what's really hood? Johnny Crack, motherfucker. Listen up, bitch.
Yo, what's Johnny Crack say? Blicka, blacka, blicka, blacka, blow. Do you wanna freestyle? I'll teach you how. Just fill up your cup and hit some of that purple puff. What? Outside, baby. Cheers, that's how we do it. Johnny, yeah. It's his now, yeah.
That was who was the other guy?
That's Heavy. Okay.
Right, Heavy.
So Heavy C, you remember him?
Sweet. Now I do, yes.
He was nice to you, wasn't he?
Yeah, and I went on with the bandana for many, many years after that.
Oh, yeah. And remember those rice? That's heavy on the left and the red. He was as tall as you. You're a tall guy.
Yeah.
Those were the rice cakes. I remember that the rice cakes got like $400 more than me and Heavy. And they were there for 1 hour.
Yeah. Well, you know, the
I
ladies.
Didn't care.
The ladies are important.
Oh yeah. No, that actually makes sense. Like
Hitler has a comment. Adolf, how are you? Actually, Kenny's, but who knows where my bloodline extends to?
That's probably Kenny just trolling the website.
No, it's not. There's 3 of them.
No, I was watching an episode the other day, and I liked the way you phrased it when Kenny talks about Hitler and shit.
Yeah.
It's more like just letting the world know that scum motherfucker existed and it's not a joke. Whether it's a denier is the complete definition of a devil.
And I learned that from Michael O'Donoghue.
I really like that. And let me mention, I wanted to say rest in peace to what's his name? He died. He was on Who Can Stand the Longest.
Yeah. Jack passed, and so did baby Andre Arruda.
Oh no, that's so sad. I didn't hear that.
Yeah.
What was his name? Jack Dope.
Jack Dope,
the most learned man.
Yeah, most learned man. I had it written down. I can't find anything in my notes.
And a tremendous human being.
Yeah, but I was watching.
RJ just spelt it right as well. DOUPE. Yeah. I was actually very sad when I heard the news.
Me too. I know.
And you wife. What?
R.I.P. Jack Dope. And I really like that he super intellectual, where he could admit his fault because Kenny sneaked the ways and he tricked him. But he was like, yeah, well, leaning is standing. I gotta admit it. But
he was a very
learned man.
He was a learned man, but he was a libertarian. Very into
libertarian is the perfect word.
But that's what he was. I mean, he took that very seriously, and we would get into all kinds of philosophical.
I think me and you would be like, you'd be a left, I'd be a right, or something. But he's a libertarian.
Right.
All right, gentlemen, this is going to be a moment because we have someone here with a question for you. This is
the ass doctor himself, Kenny.
This is Jack from the Kenny Hots Discord, also from the Kenny versus Spenny subreddit. And this is a question that has been lingering with the fans for a long time.
You, John.
Check this out. Hold on a second. Here you go.
Not at all. Not at all staged. The only thing that was staged about this was me. Because I was a person who was invited to a show, a young kid, 19 years old, and was just do anything to make it funny. So that's why my acting was so terrible. I actually had a couple actor coaches tell me, you bombed.
They told me you were like this rap guy. I knew nothing about rap. It never even occurred to me that Leaside was a nice...
Where's the fuck's Donnie? Donnie hooked it up, and he just liked it. He thought I was a rapper.
Yeah, there you
go. And I was a rapper.
And Spenny,
kid.
Another interesting point. It's not necessarily about Johnny, but were you really that astute? Did you catch that guy was an actor and because of the shoes, or were you that astute?
The black guy, that guy was never in a scene.
You know, I don't really.
Never in a scene with me. That was all Kenny's side.
No, I'm talking to Spencer now.
Oh.
About the detective who came in.
I have a vague recollection of that.
I think you called him out. He said his fucking shoes. What kind of detective would have shitty shoes?
I said that?
Yeah, and you found out. And no way he fucking knew about that.
I don't remember.
Really, Spenny, I need to let you borrow.
I remember.
Borrow my DVDs. You would love the show.
He was probably he would have been a fake cop that Kenny used, an actor. Is that what happened?
Exactly.
Yeah, I probably believed it because I'm gullible.
You were so gullible back then. Honestly, people don't understand that.
And another important point that has been made many times on this live stream and many other places is, and I think it bears repeating over and over for all of our new fans your new fans who keep coming in, that Spencer was 100% out of the production process. And if you could just sit on that for a moment.
Let me go into that. Okay. So you got to realize that Spenny, no offense, but he was a young, gullible young man who
I still am.
you got manipulated by your so-called best friend, and literally you got to understand when Kenny vs. Spenny is made, it's two film crews who some of the times judge the scenarios, right? I don't think people understand that, right? They think that like you guys are controlling the shots, where production usually is.
No, Kenny was controlling.
And Kenny would manipulate and cheat.
No, what John's getting at, John, is that I was left out of the out of Kenny's creative process. So
yes.
I didn't know what he was going to do, and that was the only way we. I've said this a million times, but it's the only way we could make the show real.
Yeah.
But sometimes, with the music and the cutting, things seem not real. But a couple of things. First of all, John, I am still that gullible because when when John Brown did that whole setup before he played the crack baby thing,
he tricked you.
I totally believed him until I saw you, and then I went, "Oh fuck!" So that's just something that's in my nature. It's not.
Yeah, and that's what
I'm ashamed of or proud of.
Audience, and that's just me watching it years later.
Part of your charm.
I mean, the question.
Andrew, there would be no show without you.
No, I understand. But he's asking, would I get pissed off? Sometimes I would. Like when he canceled my band, that really fucking pissed me off.
Yeah.
But I knew he was a cheater, right? I've always said that. I just didn't know how and when. And he was very creative with coming up with ways to fool me. And I'm gullible to begin with. So that's how we did it.
But I think we should bring a lawsuit against Kenny.
For?
I don't know. I'm not going to mention it because it's personal, but he did a lot of bad things to you.
Yeah. Well, you know what? But because of his craziness, I haven't had to work.
All I asked for is $100 million for $1 million for Spenny from Kenny, and I will be.
You can represent me.
I will.
Okay.
But you know what, man? Forget all this goofiness. So good to see you, buddy. That's for sure.
That last question, I probably left the show 6 times for different reasons.
I'm sure.
I even moved out. One of the seasons I had to move out of the house because he was driving me so crazy. So
I would have lost my mind too. I watched the show. I die laughing. See, okay, sorry. Everybody listen up. I had to say, I wrote some things. Spenny, you're going to like this. Okay, so I have 5 top comedy shows of all time in my life. Okay?
Can I guess them?
Yes.
All right.
You only get 5 tries.
The Simpsons?
No.
Okay, forget it.
Come on.
Well, Kenny versus Spenny, obviously. But
yeah.
SCTV.
Have you been Jewish lately?
Curb Your Enthusiasm.
I don't know.
Honorable mention. Good.
Which
Kids
one?
in the Hall.
Oh, Curb.
Honorable mention.
Okay, but not on your list.
What's the best Jewish comedy show of all time?
Seinfeld.
There you go. Okay, so this is my top 5. South Park, Kenny vs. Spenny, Seinfeld, It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Kind of like it's Guilty Conscience. I kind of like Everybody Loves Raymond. It was good for its time. Okay? And this is going to make you sick. I watched Trailer Park Boys like 20 times.
Why would that make me sick?
No, I'm just saying, like, not you personally, the people listening.
Why? It's a great show. What are you talking about?
But that's not my top. So, South Park, Kenny vs. Spenny, Seinfeld, It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, Trailer Park Boys, Everybody Loves Raymond.
All right. That's good. I brought up Everybody Loves Raymond with the South Park guys.
But that's not in any order. That's not in any order.
John, I brought up Kenny, Everybody Loves Raymond with the South Park guys, and we got into
it. Did you?
Yeah. They didn't like it, and they couldn't.
And I heard you got too drunk and flipped over a table.
Yeah, that was sort of. I was already too drunk, but it doesn't matter. I'm still.
Man,
it bothers me. It bothers me that they were such comedic snobs.
Yeah, well, they hate actors.
No, okay, fair enough.
They do.
I don't hate anybody.
But that's their genius, right? They hate.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But that's your genius, man. I don't give a fuck about that.
I can't believe that. I had only seen, the odd thing was I'd only seen one Everybody Loves Raymond. It was one of the what do they get, John? What do they give TV shows the award?
The Emmy.
The Emmy.
Yeah.
They have these CDs or DVDs that come out with the episodes that are nominated. And my friend,
Everybody Loves Raymond is a show about a very broken down man. And there's only so many episodes you can watch, but if you look at the comedic value of it, it's like we've all been there. That's the hilarity behind it.
Okay.
With you guys, Kenny vs. Spenny, it's I'm shitting myself, laughing, pulling my balls out, feeling gay, feeling straight, feeling a lot of emotions, and I'm like, I need to fucking go alone for a minute because I'm gonna have a conniption. That is a special fucking thing. And Kenny wouldn't have it without you. Suck my fucking balls, I'm Kenny. And he wouldn't have it without you. He wouldn't have it without him. And you guys had a special fucking thing, and it's for all time.
So if you have to donate a kidney,
there you go.
You have to be the right blood type and all that stuff,
right?
And if I gave him my kidney and it was the right match,
I would hope he died.
Survive, or am I on dialysis for the rest of my life?
No. More importantly, if I may,
yeah.
Johnny Crack, would you donate one of your kidneys to Ray Romano? Sounds like you would.
You know what? Of course I would. Because that's a silly question. He's a multi-millionaire. If he wants a kidney, he's going to get it. If he takes mine for the rest of my life, he's going to make sure I'm very comfortable. So, yes, I would.
Someone answer my question. If I don't have a kidney, am I on dialysis for the rest of my life?
I will save your life, and that's a goddamn truth.
No, you can be on one kidney. You've got two.
No, John,
you still have two.
I'm being serious, not joking. Spenny, Spencer, Nolan, Bryce. If you need a kidney, I got two healthy ones.
Okay.
You're going to have one of mine.
All right. Well, look, the reality is if there's two kidneys, I would give it to him conditionally that he continues touring.
Right.
But then
not if he's just going to go fucking.
So season 7 will in fact be called Kidney versus Spenny. Is that safe to assume?
Yeah.
Yeah, because Kenny is not going to be alive. We're going to have to reanimate him.
We have to keep him alive because
Kenny.
And he's
no, okay. If Kenny's watching, I know he is sneakily. Kenny, come on, man. Want to get old? You got a lot of good stuff left. Let's pump it up. Let's get a new thing going. You know?
What are you drinking?
It's just applesauce.
Okay.
Is it allowed to show on here?
I'm glad I asked, John.
Applesauce.
It's alcohol.
Applesauce and pork chops. Real swell. What's that? You know that.
The man's, that's Brady Bunch. That's a man's drink. That's a watermelon something or other. Very nice.
Look at that.
All right. Let's do a couple more questions and then I got to go.
Couple more questions for Mr. Spencer Rice and for Mr. John Crack. One moment. Let's see here. Let's see if we can find a good one here. Last chance, guys. If you've got a great question, we would love to see it.
Let it out, baby.
Oh, here's an obvious. A Kenny versus Spenny classic. We got to throw it at Spenny, literally.
I actually have some more comments to say about my favorite episodes. If you want to hear it.
I never
that moment for this.
I never had it tested. I assume it was what he said it was. Anyways,
I assumed he faked it just for your well-being because at the end of the day, I do think he cares about you.
No, I don't think. Well, I think he cares about me, but I think I don't know. Wasn't there a shot of him? I don't know.
There were various people.
There were a lot of shots. We won't get into it, but
there were various.
I don't believe
to his
that he went in the alleyway and put that on your face.
Now, I need to jump in here as a fan / expert, I would like to say, about Mr. Rice. He is not one to dwell on the past. He does not love chatting about Kenny versus Spenny. But the fact of the matter is, it was a major part of your life, Spenny. and you have a lot of fans that have a lot of questions. So all of that being said, here is a question you've heard 1,000 times. I know the answer. You know the answer. But for our new friends, we're going to put this question on here. Here it is.
Yeah. It's, you know, I love the naked. Who could stay naked the longest? I've always loved that. That's always been my answer. Of course, fart and octopus, though octopus was horrendous to do. 69 position. There's a lot of great and what we find with the fans is everybody's got a different one that they like. It's amazing the breadth of people's taste for the different shows. People mentioned shows that both Kenny and I thought weren't the strongest of the 91 or whatever we did. But that's the answer.
And one final question, and this is important, and I'd like you to address this if you could. Why am I such an attention-seeking twat? Why is that? I would like to know myself.
Well, John, I think you're funny. First of all, you're very entertaining. You've done stand-up before, right?
I've dabbled. Yeah. I'd like to think that my role here as a producer of the show is to keep it moving forward.
Yeah,
is to keep it interesting when it's starting to get a little too real, a little too political, perhaps. I like to make sure that we're aiming in the right direction. And as the producer of the program, that's my job. If you don't know who I am, I'm just a guy. I'm a fan, just like the rest of you.
Well, you know what? First of all, let me, Azav 25, go fuck yourself. I love John. John, I think you're dealing better with the criticism because we all get it on social media.
Of course.
And who gives a fuck what that idiot thinks? Anyway, go ahead.
I think it's a valid point for those of you who are new to the Lovestream and new to Spencer's YouTube channel. Welcome. And I'm here too because Spencer is admittedly not the most technologically advanced person.
No. John,
I hit the buttons.
John, shut up. Basically, John's here because he's super talented. He's got great ideas. He's helping me in ways I never thought that I would be able to be helped in. And if you don't like him, fuck off. I love him. Anyways, let's go.
Well, now I don't. Now I feel bad about putting this up.
I have a question. Why hasn't Spenny paid? Oh man. You know, at some point, I can't tell the story anymore. It's just, there's no short way to say it other than there's a contract. He gave the money to get a credit in the film. I'm trying to get it as short as possible. Then he changed his mind. The money was spent. It was for a blow up of Super 16 to 35 millimeter so that we could show the film in a theater, the movie Pitch. And I made one mistake saying, if I ever could possibly pay you back, David, I will. I laid a lot of wiggle room there. He doesn't deserve it. He signed a contract. He was a grown man. I'm sorry it didn't work out, but that's business. Look, I've lost more money than that, way more in my life doing stupid shit. And not that, you know, investing in our movie was stupid, but there's no guarantee. And that's it. Well, I'm late, but how was the tour? The tour was good. We did, I think 3 cities, 2 shows in Calgary. I love the club in Calgary and Matt who runs it. It's called the Laugh Resort. No, the Laugh Shop. Norm Macdonald's played there millions of times. Great comedians have played there. It was a very smooth tour. Tony Gray basically ran the tour, and there was no hiccups. All the flights were on time. There was no traffic. We were never in a rush. I got to rest, so it was a good tour. Yeah, I think there absolutely will be a Chicago show. I just don't know when right now. We tried the States and it went really well. So now we're going to do more cities in the States, and of course Chicago will do Chicago.
I'm still here.
You are still here, and I think I personally, because you know this has been a dream project of mine for so long that to Johnny, to have you on, to be able to chat with Spenny, it means a lot to me. It means a lot to the fans. I will say goodnight to the 2 of you, but please finish your show and enjoy.
No, I got to go, man. But John,
thanks, Jonathan.
What?
Thanks, Jonathan. Spenny, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Crack. Just be well. You look great. You keep doing your thing, whatever it is. Lately, I know it was a lounge singer. Are you still
Actually,
doing it?
I'm not doing much lately, but I'll do a shameless plug.
Yeah, please.
I'm doing a film review website on YouTube, just called Johnny's Corner, where I talk about obscure films, John Carpenter type stuff, horror movies, you name it. Cool. Comedic value, and I'd love you to check it out on YouTube. Kenny vs. Spenny is not involved, but they're always welcome. So just Johnny's Corner on YouTube.
Do you do old movies ever?
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'll do Chinatown.
I was thinking about Brazil. So
do Chinatown, and I'll do a guess. Oh, one of my favorite, probably my favorite movie of all time.
I'll do a review on Chinatown for you, of course.
All right, great. All right, guys. Good night. Thank you, and remember,
Johnny Crack never did crack.
He never did crack, and you too can be a solid citizen. Good night, everybody.
Take care.
Please welcome Spenny.
I'd be very happy if you donate now.
Ladies and gentlemen, Johnny Crack once again. Thank you very much, sir.
Thanks,
and
brother.
we are, we're still on the air. We're still live. I just wanted to give you an honest thank you and say we should have you on to do something else. We would love to have you back.
Oh, thanks.
And I'll tell you something. You guys had a lot to talk about, and I think you'll have more to talk about. So you are absolutely, I didn't have a chance to say it, but here we are. We're still live. You are still absolutely welcome to be here to be a part of this, and have a wonderful holiday. Thank you for everything.
Merry Christmas. Be safe. Johnny Crack. Peace out.